Surrender everything I have, my life, my will, how I'm going to eat. I'm going to give it all to you. It was a couple of years, even before the pandemic, that I had my own sort of deeper conversion. And, I was, at the precipice of penury to an extent. And I didn't know how I was going to continue forward. I was, as an actor, I was juggling 6 or 7 different side hustles. I hadn't worked in a few weeks. I'd done a lot of work doing voiceover, which is like, recording voices for video games or commercials and things like that, but I wasn't working consistently. And I found myself at the point where, and some of you have heard me tell this story, but for those who haven't, so I was at a point in my life where I had exhausted all my financial resources. I couldn't get arrested for a catering job. And that was one of, like I said, 6 or 7 different jobs I was kind of juggling to try to make ends meet. And it was a Saturday morning in May, and I woke up and I was like $100 overdraft. I had $20 in my pocket. I had enough food for the rest of the day, and that was it. I didn't know how I was going to pay rent the following week or 2 weeks, in addition to all the other bills that I had coming due. And so it brought me to this, existential crisis. And I got on my knees, and there was my crucifix, and I just started pouring out my heart to God and saying, look, for years I've been asking that if there's something else that I should be doing, please show me what it is, because this is extremely difficult. And I wasn't a young man, I wasn't in my 20s. I didn't just land in Los Angeles that year, fresh out of college. I'd been working 20 years already, and inconsistently. And I said to God, so you've never given me any other indication that I should be doing something else, and now look at where I am. But I trust you. And so I'm going to surrender everything I have, my life, my will, how I'm going to eat. I'm going to give it all to you, and I'm not going to worry about it anymore. You said your burden is easy and your yoke is light. Here's mine. And I left that morning with the $20 I had in my pocket. I probably spent it on a really good breakfast.